Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will be showing you how you can view other players profile using Google Play game services in native Android application. So let's get started. So to view other users profile you would require the player ID. So you need to store the player ID on your server whenever a user sign in inside your application. So for now in this particular video I will be hard coding the player ID because I already know the player ID of my other account. So yeah, that's why. But in case in your application, once the user signs in, you will need to store the player ID on your server, so that based on the user player ID you can display different user profiles to a certain player. Now I will be showing you how to get the player ID, so don't worry too much about it. So yeah, let's get started. So first, basically I'll just close everything. I have created an Android application. I am using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. Doesn't really matter what you use because the UI logic is very basic. I just have basically I have two buttons, that's it, nothing else. I'll be showing you the output at the very end of this video because we need to do some setup. So yeah, let's get started. So first you need to have a paid Google Play Console account. So let's just go to Google Play Console. I already have a paid Google Play Console. Then inside Google Play Console you just need to click on this create app button which you see over here. So I'll just click on create app over here. I'll just click on create. Okay, then here it requires an app name as well, right? So what I'll do is I already have given some app name to my application. It is called TravelSpear. You can give it whatever name you feel like. I just wanted to make it sound a little bit more production like, that's why I've given it TravelSpear. And here the important part is here you need to select it as game. Then here it is a free app. I'll just select these two options and then I'll just click on create app. Let's just wait for the app to be get created. Okay, so it is done. Now you need to go to grow users, and here you need to go to play game services, go to setup and management, and here you can just go to click on configuration. So here I need to create a new play game services project, and I need to create a cloud project as well. So I'll just click on create new cloud project. I'll just click on this go to Google Cloud Console button. Okay, and over here we need to give it some project name as well. So I'll name the project as TravelSpear. Okay, and then I'll just click on create over here. So let's just wait for a second. So the project is been created. Now here make sure you select the right project. Here you can see it has selected some wrong project for me, so make sure you select the right project. So I've selected the project, and here let's just go back to this, and you can just click on done over here. Now here you will need to wait for a few seconds. Just click on refresh cloud projects and make sure you are able to see your project. So I'm not able to see my project yet, so let's just wait for a few seconds and just keep on clicking the refresh cloud project button. So my project name is, okay, not this, it is TravelSpear, right? It is still not there, so I'll just click on refresh cloud project again. Okay, so here you can see TravelSpear is there. Then I can just click on use over here. Alright, let's just wait. Then here you need to click on create OAuth consent screen in Google Cloud Platform. So if you want you can click over here, but the easiest way according to me is just go back to your previous tab, and here you can just go to API and services and click on OAuth consent screen. And here you can just click on I think it is in what clients, I guess, because this thing has changed a lot. Just click on get started. Let's see. Okay, here you can just give it some name. So I'll just give it as TravelSpear. Okay, here okay, and here you need to select your support email. So I'll quickly select my support email. So this is my primary email address, that's why I'm not showing it to you guys. Okay, then here you just click on next, and then just click on external, then click on next again, and here you can enter email address. So you can either enter the same email address or some different email address which you have selected in the first step. so completely up to you. I'll just give this email address for now. I'll just click on next, I'll click on agree, I'll just click on continue, I'll just click on create. Let's just wait. So once this is done, you just need to go to clients. Here you can just click on create client, and here inside application type just select web application and just click on create. We don't require any of this, so I'll just click OK. Then again click on create client, and here you just select Android, and here we will have our package name. So for package name, so let's to get the package name, you just have to go to build.gradle.kts, and this is my package name, right? So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Now here you require the SHA-1 certificate, so I'm just using debug APK. I'm not using production APK for now. So if you're using debug APK like me, you can just run this particular command /gradlew signing report. It will give you the SHA-1. If you have a release APK, then you will have to run this command, but make sure you replace this with your release key store, this with your release alias name, release store password, and release key password as well. So I'll just come to our terminal for now. Let's just wait. Okay, and then I can just run this command /gradlew signing report. Now once you run this application, once you run this command, you will get multiple SHA-1, so make sure you select the proper SHA-1 as well. So let's just wait for this. Okay, it is taking a bit of time. Okay, so here you can see, now here you can see the variant is debug Android test. I don't require this one, I require this one, debug. So this is the SHA-1 for which I need. So I'll just copy this and I'll come over here, I'll paste the SHA-1 over here and click on, I don't need to verify the ownership, so I'll just click on create. Again, I don't need this. So okay, now let's come back to Google Play Console. I'll just click on confirm configuration, then I'll just click on create credentials, and here just click on this add credential button, and here just select Android. Yeah, this is fine. And here inside OAuth client, I'll just select the Android client which we have created. Just click on save changes. Okay, then let's just go back. Let's just wait. Then again we have this add credentials. Now we need to add it for our game server as well. So here just select game server, just scroll down, and okay, refresh OAuth client, and here you can select the web client and just click on save changes. Okay, then I'll just go to configuration. Okay, then don't worry about this because we will add this via code, so don't worry about this step. Just click on publish your project. So here it will show us some steps which we are missing, so I'll just click on this arrow. So here you can see for description, I'll give it the same as our name. Game category, I'll just select as action, and here you need to create a game icon. So I have already created a game icon with the help of ChatGPT, but I'm not sure if it is in correct format or not. So it is 500 by 512 by 512, that's the image they require, right? 512 by 512. So I just have, like in macOS, I can easily adjust the size. I'll just click on this adjust size tool. I'll just unselect this, so I'll just make it 512 by 512. Again, you can just use whatever icon you want. Okay, I'll just click on upload now. Okay, and just select this. I'll click on open over here, and here then I'll select this one. So this is a feature graphic, like just search for feature graphic on Google. So I'm just adding this pan pizza feature graphic. Again, doesn't really matter because I won't be publishing this project to, like, this is not a production ready project. So I'll just click on save changes. We need to publish it, but it won't be visible to external users. Okay, so this is done. Again, I'll just go back, and here I'll just click on review and publish. Hopefully I have not forgot anything. So I'll just click on publish. So just click on publish game project. So this is done. Now you just need to come to your Android application over here. Let's just close this. Okay, so the next step is, first you need to go to this build.gradle.kts, and here you need to add this dependency. So make sure you use Google Play Game Services version 2, and I'm using 21.0.0. and then here you will see a sync now button. Just click on that sync now button. It will download the Android dependency for you. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml, and here you add this metadata. Here you need to add Android name, com.google, Android GMS, games, app ID. So from where you will get the app ID, again go to Google Play Console, and the whatever is your project ID of Google Play Console, you just have to copy it and paste it over here. All right, once that is done, you just so inside activity underscore main, so here you can do this via Jetpack Compose as well if you feel like. Here you can see I have just taken two buttons, one login button and one show friend button. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So next let's go to main activity. So these are all the imports. I'll just remove this dead imports. So these are all the imports which I have. Then here you can see inside on create, first we initialize our Play Games SDK. Then this is the code for doing automatic sign in. So even before I press the login button, if it is possible to sign in the user automatically, then I'm doing this. So I'm just doing playgames.get game sign in client, then do game sign in client is authenticated, add a complete listener. If it is authentication is successful, then we do playgames.get player client, the .current player .add on complete listener, and here is our task as well. If task is successful, here you can see I'm printing out all the details of the user, like player ID, display name, icon, image, URL, as well as a result. So here you will get the player ID. So once you get the player ID, make sure you add it to your server as well. Okay, so here you might need to call an API. I am not doing that. Else we are display a toast message. Now whatever code you saw over here, the same code I am writing it on the login button click listener as well. So if you want to make a reusable function, you can do that. Like I was too lazy to do it, that's why I didn't. So here you can see again same thing, game sign in client or sign in, add a complete listener, then play games.get player client. Then here again we print out same thing, yeah, some same toast message as well, and here is the else clause as well. Okay, so yeah, now on the show friend button click listener, all you need to do is just do play games.get player client, get compare profile intent, and here you need to pass the player ID of the player whose profile you want to display, right? Like I said, I already have this player ID of the other of my other account. Unfortunately, there is no data associated with this account, so I'm not really sure how it looks like. If I don't really play games, and even if I do, I don't use Google Play Game Services, that's why I don't have data associated with it. So here we just do show profile launcher.launch. So this will basically launch a new screen for us. So if you see, make sure once this on create method is done, then you write it outside this particular thing. Okay, show profile launcher. So here we have the start activity for results. So once the data is done, I'm just printing it to the console. That's all I'm doing over here. So let's run the application. Sorry, I should have done it earlier. Let me quickly connect my device. Also make sure you are connected to internet as well. So if you want to add that particular check, make sure you add that check as well. So some of you might be wondering, how did I get this player ID? So I have already ran this application previously on my different device with a different Google account, and from that I got this particular player ID as well. Okay, so yeah, that's all. So let's run this application. In the meantime, I want to show you guys one more thing. If you come to the documentation over here, there is one more thing which I'm not really showing it to you. I'm showing you guys this particular stuff, but if you see, if the game has its own, if your game has its own name for players, this can be added to the API call as well. This enable play games to set nicknames of players who send friend invitation from within your game to game specific name from your game name. Play games automatically appends from your game name. So if you want to try that, you will have to add this particular line of code as well. So I'm not going into that unnecessary thing. Like this would get really confusing if you are just having like some different username for your game as well. In case if you are using Google Play Game Services, I would not recommend. It would get very confusing. So it's better just use the default username whichever Google Play Game Services gives you. So yeah, but do keep that in mind. Maybe some highly complex game might require this particular feature, so I'm not covering that. So let's just wait for this to finish. You're still doing Gradle sync. Also, please don't try to use my project, because by the time I publish this video I will be deleting all Google Cloud Console projects as well. So yeah, let's just wait. Okay, so finally it has finished building. Okay, let me quickly show you guys the output as well, because as soon as the app loads it will immediately sign in the user for me. Here you can see, even before I press the login button, it has immediately signed in the user for me. So hopefully you got the point. If in case if you don't see this, just click on the login button, and if you haven't never set up Google Play game services, then it will set up. Once you click the login button, it will ask the user to set up some username, avatar, and all that stuff. Now if I click on show friend, here you can see this UI is getting automatically displayed. So this horse color thing is the user for which I have passed the user ID, right, or player ID. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Like I said, I don't have I don't really play this game like use Google Play game services, so there is no data as such for this particular player ID. But in case if you have some proper data, then you might see some more stuff as well. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.